great. But just like Matt said, feels like we've just been doing this, which wasn't that long ago. It's a much different feeling after bye week 1 and bye week 2. It's great to be a Hawkeye. I can say that first and foremost, right? Go out and beat Minnesota, keep Floyd home, and then on top of that, even better surprise or better news on Sunday afternoon, or Sunday evening, I guess. Our special teams analyst Brock Sherman and his wife Crystal Sherman welcomed a brand new baby girl, Elena Sherman, into the world. So it's been a really exciting time around here in this building, and got a new member of the Hawkeye family. So we're really proud and really excited for them. Talking about special teams and kind of where things are at, happy with where we're at. Guys been playing, guys been working, guys been competing. They've shown up every single week. I think you guys have seen that on tape. Now they compete, they fight, they battle every position across the board. At times I think we've been dominant. There's times also where there's a play here, a player there, something that we could just be a little bit better. So that's the focus this week, is just trying to improve and trying to see where we can be better and how we can do that. Is it scheme? Is it personnel? Is it a new face that comes in? Again, I think our units, when you look at our units, are a mix of some veteran guys, some guys that are up-and-comers, and then some guys that are brand new faces. I think we saw that last week at Minnesota. But happy with where everyone's at, happy with what's going on. Veteran group, you're looking at Rexroth, you're looking at Harrell, you're looking at guys like Wampa, TJ Hall, Zach Lutmer. Guys are out there busting their butt every day, not only on defense and offense, but also in regards to special teams. And some of the up-and-coming guys, I think you see guys like Nolan DeLong, he's been here for a couple of years, is doing a really, really good job for us. Landon Van Kikrik's another guy that keeps showing up from week to week. So those guys are doing an excellent job. Alex Eichmann, again, maybe not getting the reps he wants on offense as a receiver, but doing an excellent job for us on special teams. Bryce Hawthorne's another one in that world. Hayden Large, guys that continue to contribute for this football team. And some of those brand new faces, I think we all saw KJ Parker last week, which is fun. It's kind of been the last couple weeks in the making for him. Really excited for him. An awesome young kid, great future, high energy. Just trying to find the best places for him. Preston Reese, Derek Weiskopf, Cam Buffington stepped in there as well. So again, a good group of kids, good mix of kids that are kids. I mean, some of them are men. Some of them are actually married with wives now. But again, it's a great group, and I think that they love each other. They compete. They scrap. I don't think there's any better picture for a team that loves each other and cares about each other than the Penn State game a couple weeks ago, and found a way to pick each other up and get the job done. So again, happy with where everything's at, and continue to push forward down the stretch. Who's got questions?
Scott Docker.
Hello, Scott. Great to meet you. I'm doing awesome.
I feel like there's nobody in this country I'd rather talk to about punt and kick returners than you. I mean, you played alongside Tim Dwight, you played against Devin Hester, Brian Mitchell, Dante Hall, and then now you coach them here. You coach Charlie Jones, you coach Cooper Gene, the list goes on and on. Now you've got Caden Beach. In what ways does he maybe have similar skills and traits as some of those great players you've competed against and coached? And in what areas is he possibly unique to where he is maybe better than even a few of those other guys in those areas where he's been able to be so successful?
Yeah, I think right off, another name you left off is Antoine Randall, who was a quarterback in college, who was an unbelievable competitor as a quarterback, and then I faced him as a punt returner, and he brought one right back against us. I think I was with Detroit at that time, and he was in Pittsburgh. But again, another really good returner. But I think Caden has the sky's the limit for him. One, he's fearless, which you have to be a returner, especially a punt returner, right? Because there's not much time. You have to make a quick decision. People are bearing down on you right away. He's built low to the ground, okay, which helps him because he's sturdy. He's not going to go down on the first hit, And I think he does a great job making decisions in judgment. It didn't always happen that way. It wasn't that way at the beginning. He had to work. He had to put in his time. I think he's a very unique story in that when he came here, he was fast, and he was going 100 different directions fast, but never the right direction. And I think he put in the time, and he learned, and he studied, and it's become a thing for him. I talked to our players about the 3 levels of people. There's people that are interested. Okay, they kind of show up. I'm kind of interested. Yeah, it sounds good. I'm committed. Hey, coach, I'm here every day. Or there's people that are obsessed. and they're finding all the different ways, the tricks, what more can I do? And I think Caden's in that world, in the obsessed world, and he continues to do that each and every week. And he's surrounded by 10 guys every day that go out there and bust their butt for him, and they love him, and they want to get him in the end zone. I think you saw that on Saturday. I mean, those people were so excited for him, and it's been fun to watch because he's become an electric playmaker. He's become dominant at what he does, and you can feel the crowd anytime he's back there. I can hear it through my headset. It's all of a sudden you hear the crowd just roar on their feet through a headset, and people are talking on that. So it's fun to watch for sure.
Relatively new here, David Eichel.
David, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you, LeVar. So speaking, I want to continue on with Caden. When it comes to his fearlessness, I think that's the first thing that pops off when you watch him on tape and in a game. How important of a factor is that for returning, or a returner? On top of that, like, when do you know if somebody's fearless when you're auditioning guys on kick return, on punt return? How much of it is just their natural approach to it, and how much can you teach? And is it even possible to kind of build on? They might have a skill set, they don't have that fearlessness.
Sure. I think a lot of it's decision making, right? So you can find out how people make decisions. We do that through drills, put guys in competitive situations, put guys out in front of the crowd at spring game or at the kids scrimmage where there's 20, 30,000 people out there. Everyone can do it off jugs and it looks good, and the offensive linemen are catching punts off the jugs. The linebackers, oh, it's great. Hey, I can do this, coach. And then all of a sudden you put them out in front of a crowd, and all these people are talking, and you get nervous, right? So you can see that. That's one way to test guys. Another way is through drills, right? Competitive but controlled drills. But then the reality is you just have to watch a guy and you have to know a guy. And you see him on offense, you see him on defense, you see what he does in those elements, and then can he do it? And again, going back to decision making, right? You can teach kids how to make decisions, what way to make faster decisions. Some of that stuff, though, is innate. And, there's a guy sitting back there in the defensive room right now, Desmond King, who there's some stuff he had that was innate. Now, he didn't have the same speed that Caden Weegan had, the breakaway speed. That's why you forgot Desmond King. Yeah, forgot Desmond King. But Micah Hyde, forgot him too. What's that? I was, yeah. Yeah. He fell down. The one touchdown he had, he fell down. So anyway, I actually did tell both of them, Desmond and Micah, I was like, man, I wish I was coaching you guys right now. It would be so much better. You guys would have each 5 touchdowns. And anyway, back to what I was talking about, that again, there's some stuff you can coach and some the guys got to have. And I think Caden's got a good mix of both. It wasn't easy at all, and it hasn't been easy, and it's still a work in progress, and there's still more he can improve on. But he's playing very confident right now. And again, he's a dangerous weapon back there. What's up, Elliot?
Wanted to ask about KJ. You mentioned him in your opening statement, but I think it was either a couple weeks ago when we first saw him at 32, and everybody's like,
Who's 32?
And I guess, when did his potential start to show to you in just playing special teams from the get-go? Because he was a guy we heard about as a receiver, and now all of a sudden he's on special teams. So I guess I'm curious how it all materialized.
Yeah, I think we saw some of his athleticism and playmaking last year as a freshman on the scout team, right? You saw some of that. That sounds good when someone's showing you a card, and here's run this line, do this, do that. It's easy to do, right? It's easy to see those things. But then when a kid has to he gets put in the game, he has to make his own decisions, see his own reads. It's a much different deal. And KJ's been a work in progress over fall camp and into this season, and he's done a really good job. And he'll be the first to tell you, I gave him a tongue lashing like nobody's business last week in practice, but he took it and he made the corrections and he improved, and he goes out in the game and does it well and makes 2 huge plays. Almost blocks a punt, right? Guy shanks it off 13 yards, sets up a score for us. And then the other one was a huge block for Caden's touchdown. Those are things you can coach kids and you can try to put them in the best position. You can teach them and show them, but at some point they got to go out and make the play. And I think KJ did that, and he took the coaching and he's improved. And he's a great kid, great energy. It's got the sky's the limit for this kid not only on special teams but also on offense. And if he ever wanted to play defense, I think he could do that too. And special teams is sort of a mix of that for him. But he's got a really bright future. Owen, great to see you, man. It is, LeVar, yeah.
I wanted to ask, have you step into dad mode for a second? You and your former teammate Jerry Montgomery are the son off and trust them with a program like that. So for you to be able to send him to a coach, you're here too, obviously, but send him to a head coach that you know so well, that you've played under, that's something not many people in the country get a chance to do, but just a special relationship that you're able to build between you and Mason and Kirk as well.
Yeah, I think it speaks to the culture here at Iowa. Very rarely do you go to a place where a coach has been there 5 years or 10 years, talking about 26 years, right? So it's a completely different deal here at Iowa. Again, most people don't have those experiences. Robert Geller was here this past weekend, Steinbach last weekend, Considine was here. You just go back to guys that are been playing here played here a long time ago, and the head coach is still the same. So it's very rare. So start with that, and then you have the experience with Coach Ferentz. He was my head coach. Came in during a time of transition, completely changed this place, changed the culture, changed a lot of things, and also kept the things that need to be kept. And I think that's a great way to approach it. But the things that I heard from him as a young guy, when I used to have hair, curly hair, and I tell kids this all the time, we used to sit in seats not as comfortable as the ones they sit in, but as over in that old building, and the messages are the same. Going back to his first press conference in 1998, the same messages. Okay, so to me, those are things that you want for your son. You want the consistency. You want people to hear the messages that you heard that help shape you, that help turn you into the person you are. And I think we're lucky to have that here with Coach Ferentz. And Jerry's, I'm sure, speaks the same way and feels the same way. Jaden, his son, it's fun to be around him. I call him Jerry probably three or four times a day. Some of that's on accident, some of it's on purpose, just to mess with him. But it's a very unique place here. It's very, very cool to be here and just be in those kind of situations. And there's going to be more players, sons that have come through this place too. So it'll be fun. Chad, where are you from? Des Moines Register? Okay.
Reese, I would say when you see Reese punt warm-ups, and we've seen it happen, they're booming, but it doesn't seem like it's translated as much in the game. Is something, what needs to get better, I guess, going into with punting?
Yeah, I think some of this too, if you watch Reese and you know Reese and you've been around him, he's a young kid still. I shouldn't say kid, he's an adult, okay, but he is young and fairly inexperienced compared to other guys that have played the position and other guys that play the position here. But there still is that maturation process as a human being, and he's going through that, and he's fully capable, and he's got the sky's the limit for him, and we have not seen his best at all. Okay, so that's encouraging, that's exciting, and that's what drives you as a coach and as a competitor, because we want to get that out of him, and then get him to the point where he's consistent and feels comfortable doing it every single time. I know Torrey went through some of the same stuff. Go back to, he came in 2020, did really well. He couldn't tell you how he did well. You go into 21, maybe not the same. There are flashes, right? Sort of like with Reese, there's flashes that you see, but I think it's just consistency over time. And you see that through all specials. Look at Drew Stevens, right? He came in, boom, set the world on fire year one. 89% field goals, 3 50-yard field goals. That gets you to the Pro Bowl in the National Football League, okay? And then he comes in year two and it's good one day, next day, up and down. There's some of that going on, I think, with young players. And it's not just that position, but it's youth. And my job as a coach is to get him to where I know he can be and be consistent, and his job as a player is to do that same stuff. So, again, we'll just continue working, and that's what this week is for, and expect more out of him. Expect more out of myself, too.
Ethan Petrik, Quad City Times.
What's up, Ethan?
Well, how are you?
Well, how are you?
Only 5 more guaranteed games with Caden. Sam's pinned his back up this year. He's also a senior. What's your depth like in terms of younger guys at that kick and punt return position? Do you feel like you have the next guy in that lineage on the roster right now? And what does it take to find and then develop that kind of building on defense?
Yeah, I think if you know us and you watch us, there's someone else on this team. There's someone else out there. KJ Parker's one I'll throw out. You mentioned Sam. I think McNeil can do this. I think there's other guys out there. Zach Lutmer, okay, because we've all seen him, right? We all saw his touchdown that he scored. That looked like a punt return to me. And so there's guys on our team right now. I'm sure during recruiting we'll find someone else that we feel like could do that. So we just continue to develop them and continue to put them in those drills I mentioned before and those situations, trying to test them and put them back there. Again, same thing with Caden. Like Caden, it took a while for him to get put in there, and really his opportunity came through injury. And there's a couple other guys. I would say Jackson Nave is a young guy that no one's ever seen or heard of, and he continues to do a good job in practice. But we haven't tested him yet. We haven't put him out there. So we'll just continue to do that. Hi, how are you? I'm well. How are you?
I wanted to ask, I know like the punt return game and everything is a big thing, but Drew Stevens just broke the school record for career made field goals. Obviously he's had his ups and downs throughout his career, but how have you seen him develop the consistency to be able to break that kind of record?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with Drew. I think it's a very unique story, along with Caden. Like, very talented. I'll say Drew was going 100 miles an hour in 100 different directions in his way, and as a kicker would go. I mentioned his first season already, and then you have a lull in 2000, or his second year, right? Up and down, inconsistent. Then he comes in and battles his way back in year 3 and has another really good year. Again, that puts him on par, and I've done the studies and all this stuff. It puts him on par with the top 10 players at his position in the National Football League. So I think he's that kind of player, that kind of talent. You guys can look all this up because I'm sure you will at some point. But my point is, I think that's the mark of the person, who he is. He's a competitor, right? He's when he first came here as a freshman, he was 165 pounds. He'd go out there and we'd all look at him like, oh my God, this guy, like, wait for him to kick this, and boom, the ball would jump off his foot. And so you can tell that there's a competitor, there's a tiger in there somewhere just waiting to get turned loose. And I think for him, it's been every single day trying to be consistent, trying to get better, trying to improve at what he does. He does it very quietly, doesn't say much, at least around me he doesn't. I'm sure he's different personality away from me. But I'm really proud of that kid, and as proud of any guy I've ever coached because of how he battles and how he competes. And again, he hit probably the highest of the high and the lowest of the lows you can hit at that position, and he's fought his way out of it. And so I believe in that guy, believe in him wholeheartedly. I know his teammates do too. I know Coach Ferentz does. And so he continues to show us in practice, so we continue to put him in situations.
Tom Kicker, Hawkeye Report.
Hello, Tom.
Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you. Quad Cities, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Most of the time. One of the more impressive things about the return game is the blocking that takes place. Can you kind of take us inside how you build that as a team and execute those blocks?
Yeah, so it's going to sound simple, okay? It's going to sound simple, and anyone that's ever played here in the last, probably call it 10 years, has heard of these drills. So you hear of avoid zone compete, and you hear avoid zone compete on an angle, then you hear combat zone, okay? And so all the guys, ask any of the players now, someone will get squeamish when they hear combat zone, okay? Because they know it's physical, and they know it's one guy's going to win, one guy's going to lose, one guy's probably going to get run over. There's been a bunch of guys that have come through here that have gotten run over, prominent players that are playing on Sundays that have asked me to take the video off the server, and I refuse to, because it's what football is, right? It's combative, and it's competition. And so we simplify it down to those 3 drills. And if you can do those 3 drills as a cover man or as a blocker, again, that's kickoff coverage and kick return. If you can do those things, then you can go out and compete, and that's how we build our units, how we build our system, and then we put it all together, and we try to simplify it to that, because if you don't, the field is 120 yards long, 53 1/3 wide, and oh my gosh, I have to block this one person on this huge field. When in reality, it's you have to block that person on a 5x5 box. So if you can do that, then you can help our unit. Now we got guys that do it and do it well. We've got more than the guys that are playing, because I think our guys have really bought in and really working hard, but only 11 guys get to play right now. So, but I feel like our guys understand it. I feel like they're working hard at it. You go in the punt return game, there's the pressure piece of it, and there's the hold up at the line of scrimmage piece. Again, all stuff that we drill in competitive fashion. And then there's the trail phase where you have to make a decision. Can I still make a block and finish on this guy, or do I have to pull off like KJ, going back to him? He rushes the punter, and then all of a sudden realizes he can't catch up to everyone else. So the rule is, if you can't be smart, turn around, find someone else. And he found the punter and put him right on his back. And to me, that's how you finish. It's how you score touchdowns, right? It takes guys to understand all that, and I think our guys are doing that right now. We just got to continue doing it, continue working at it, because there's more out there for us. So, Mitch?
Kind of connected to that question, how do you find an 11 for return, 11 for coverage, beyond just running drills and seeing who rises? I imagine it factors in who's not on the 2 deep.
I go back to it is those drills. I mean, people think it's not those drills. It is those drills. Like that's the opportunity for you to show us. Then we also watch all the offensive plays, the defensive plays. We watch the tape. Hey, he would be really good at this. He would be really good at that. Hey, this is very natural to him. Which we've tried to do some things with players that aren't natural to them, and it doesn't always end up well. So we just try to find out what they're natural at and what they do well, and then continue to build on that and try to relay it from offense to special teams or defense to special teams, and just try to keep it as simple as possible so guys can go fast. And when they go fast, they know what they're doing. They go fast, and they love each other. They care about each other. They compete. It's fun to watch, and I'm telling you, that's what you guys are watching right now. It isn't like anything magical, mystical. It's hard work. It's understanding what you're doing each and every day, and guys pushing each other, and guys competing, and guys wanting to win, and then also guys caring about each other.
Last question, Tyler.
Tyler Hatchman, the Des Moines Register. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Tyler.
Curious
Pleasure to
about-
meet you.
I'm curious about the future of the kicking game, because obviously this is Drew's last season. You have Caden Bird. What do you feel? I mean, are you gonna think that you'll look in the portal, high school ranks to bring guys in? Where do you feel like? How do you feel like Caden Bird has come along? Where do you kind of see the future of that room once Drew is gone?
Yeah, where the future, I mean, man, I'm trying to focus on these next games, so I can't tell you I'm going that far right now, but Caden, I think he's done a really good job. Part of his plan was to come here early, right, to get in the mix and be with Drew, train with Drew. I think he's done a good job with that. You guys saw him in spring game, you saw him in the Kids Day scrimmage. He's done a really good job, and he's been put in some situations that a freshman really, I don't think Drew could have handled as a freshman. Okay, if you will, and I think Caden's done a really good job with it. Now, again, I go back to the youth and inexperience, inconsistencies, things like that we have to continue to build on. But very happy with him. Glad he's here, and can just continue to build with him. And he's got 1 rep so far, and 1 rep he went in as a kickoff against I think UMass, and did a really good job with it. Like better than I thought he could do. And so there's something in there with this kid, and I really like him, and glad he's here.